Good afternoon, gang. Okay, it's Sunday afternoon. It's supposed to be raining, but I just love how you get I want to know how you get a job as a weather forecaster because between weather forecaster and stock analyst, I swear you can be right more than you can be wrong, or I'm sorry, wrong more than you can be right, and still get paid a ton of money. It's supposed to rain on Thursday, 100% chance, got nothing. It's supposed to rain on Friday, heavy thunderstorms. We got a sprinkling, maybe a 16th of an inch. Okay. Yesterday was supposed to be nice. This morning it was supposed to rain starting at 8. Then they changed it to 10. Then they changed it to 1. Then they changed it to 3. Now they changed it to 5. Who knows what they got? So I took the opportunity, if you will, to do some work, if you will. And so I figured, all right, today would be a good day to get out and hit the peas that I was talking about the other day, as I'm showing you, and harvest. So there's a big old pea harvest. So I figured I'd come sit out on the porch and shell peas. Something to do. Mrs. P's got poison ivy. She never gets it, and of course. So she's kind of miserable. But so I figured I'd come out and do this. But it got me thinking. Yesterday I pulled those 4 heads of cabbage. I got 14 quarts of sauerkraut out of it. And, people go, wow, that's a lot of sauerkraut. Not really, if you think about it. That's 1 quart of sauerkraut a month for a year. Not much. You look at the peas I just showed you and you go, wow, that's a lot of peas. Yeah, it's a lot of peas, considering it's a backyard garden. But how many meals are going to be out of these peas? If I'm lucky, out of this harvest, I might get, I don't know, 4 or 5 pints. That's it. A lot of peas, a lot of work. Not much in the way. So what am I going to have in the way of stored food? And this is kind of the whole point of when you're putting food away and growing a garden. People say, "Oh my God, you've got such big gardens." Not really. I mean, would my gardens feed us for an entire year if that was all we could eat out of? Probably not. That's 2,100 square feet of garden, 2,200 thereabouts. So figure that's 1,000 square feet per person. I don't care what some of these. Oh my God, if you do square foot gardening, you can feed 50 people on an acre. No, you can't, okay? You need a lot of food to put back. And, so you start thinking about when we've discussed how to put a meal plan together, all right? Are you going to have 30 different meals and you're going to have and eating 12 of each? Okay, that means you've got to come up with the ingredients for 30 different recipes. Chances are you're not going to do that much in an SHTF situation. You might be able to make 7 different meals. Okay, maybe one day is spaghetti night, one day is fish night, one day is, I don't know, beans and weenies night, or whatever it is. And you're going to come up, and make that 7-day plan, and then you've got to replicate it 52 times. So that means if you use a pound of spaghetti to make dinner, that means you need 52 pounds of spaghetti to get you through a year. If you're going to have hot dogs and baked beans as a dinner, okay, and that means you're going to, let's just say each person eats 4, okay, and a can of baked beans. That means you need 52 packs of hot dogs, and if each person eats a can of baked beans, 104 cans of baked beans to get you through 1 year. I mean, remember, your pantry, guys, is just what's there to get you through to the next harvest. You're not going to live off your pantry forever. It's just not possible. All right, you're going to need to be able to replenish your food, and by any means possible, whether it's fishing, hunting, trapping, gardening, foraging, whatever would be. Because, you know, the first day that you open up something in your pantry, the clock starts ticking, okay? And if you've got a year's worth of food, that's day one. You've got 364 more. And you've heard me say many times, what do you do on day 366? You've got to come up with some sort of plan to save your food, you know, whatever it would be. You can't just go willy-nilly go, I'm going to save some of this, I'm going to save some of that, whatever. Gee, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in my pantry. That's great, but if you can't use it all, you know, it doesn't do you any good. If you've got 200 pounds of sugar, wonderful, you have tons of calories, okay? And everybody always says, oh, you got to worry about the calorie count. Yeah, it's true. How much sugar do you use in regular times now? Do you do a lot of baking? You know, if you don't, maybe you don't need as much sugar as you think. You know, or what are you going to be doing? What are you planning on going to be doing? You know, sure, a lot of us don't bake bread that often now. Chances are in an SHTF situation, we're going to. All right, so you gotta look at that. But then go through and figure out how much flour do you need to bake a loaf of bread. You might be surprised, okay? So how much that you need. It's so important when you're planting, when you're shopping, when you're doing whatever, to figure out how much do I actually need, because you'll be shocked at what you don't have. You know, I've got tons of tomato plants, okay? I think we've got 50 tomato plants, 10 of 5 different kinds, okay? I'm going to have a boatload of tomatoes. What am I going to do with it? We make spaghetti sauce, we make salsa, we make tomato soup, we do whatever. Okay, those are things. We eat a lot of tomatoes fresh. That's great. Is it the best use of my space? Maybe, maybe not. Could I plant more potatoes instead of a row of tomatoes? Yeah, okay. Could that do something? You know, what are you planting? Are you planting all the fun stuff? Or are you planting stuff that you can actually put back? Yeah, I've got cucumbers in the garden, okay? Cucumbers aren't something that store well. Sure, you can make pickles or whatever it is, but you're not going to have, they're not going to store overly well to eat down the road. What you're going to do with it. You know, the beans, the corn, the peas, you know, beets, potatoes, sweet potatoes. I mean, that's all storable stuff. You can grow lettuce in your garden. That's all wonderful. You know, you like your salads, everything. You can't store it. So, you know, when you are planning your pantry, whether it's through gardening, through shopping, through whatever you're doing, canning, freeze drying, just plain old freezing, whatever, figure out what you actually need and use your space accordingly, because space is one thing that's at a premium for all of us, and you don't want to be wasting it on little things like, oh, I don't know, popsicles, when, you know, you don't have enough meat or vegetables or whatever. So just food for thought there for a Sunday afternoon. Have a good one, y'all.